Good morning, good morning. Okay, I normally would do nothing that I didn't have to at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I am here this morning and I hope you are too. Let me see. Oh, yes, absolutely. Just waiting on a few people to come in this morning. So tell me where you're watching from and how you are doing, and what time is it for you? Of course, I guess if you tell me where you're watching from, I don't know if I can do time zones this early in the morning. It absolutely might not be possible for me to do time zones this early in the morning. So we are waking up here in Alabama. I just woke my daughter up. She and I are actually going to go get haircuts today. Um, we only do it every few months. We go see a curly hair specialist, and we have to drive a couple of hours. So, oh, look at all you East Coast people. It's 9 a.m. where you are. You've been up much longer. So I told her, I'm like, look, I've got to go do this Facebook Live. You've got to get up and like get ready. Oh, Heather, good. Heather is already working on some of her Delight for Days stuff from the email. I was going to talk about that. Carrie, oh my goodness, lady, 6 a.m. You are so dedicated. Um, Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So we have a few people coming in. My name is Pam Barnhill. I have the Your Morning Basket podcast, which is all about bringing truth, goodness, and beauty to your homeschool day. But this live video right here is part of what we are calling the Delight 4 Days Challenge. And what we want you to do is give us 4 days. Give us 4 days and do something delightful, just one thing delightful each of those 4 days in your homeschool, and see if it starts to make a difference for you in your homeschool. And the way the challenge works is I'm going to be coming on here live at 8 a.m. Central Time for 5 days, every day this week, giving you some tips that you can use. I'm going to get to that in just a second to make your homeschool day delightful. But if you sign up for the challenge, you also get access to a daily email. Now, the first one went out yesterday, but we're making this nice recap page for you guys. So if you sign up for the challenge late, you're still going to get everything because we're putting it all on a single web page for you. But the first email went out yesterday, and it had 4 wonderful activities in there. And yeah, so Heather has already said that they are reading The Yak, which is one of my favorite poems by Hilaire Belloc. And there are some yak facts. Say that 5 times really fast in there. We also put some fun autumn jokes in there for you. A live replay that's about 30 minutes long with Kate Snow, all about pie and circles, not P-I-E pie, but P-I pie. And hey guys, even your little ones can do this. We had some like 4 and 5-year-olds on Instagram doing this circles activity, but we also had some middle schoolers doing it. Good, Evangeline, good, doing the jokes. Yes, yes, Rebecca, love the jokes. And then also, I'm going to mispronounce his name, but the other thing that went out this yesterday for this morning was Anthony von Leeuwenhoek, and somebody there who speaks that language. I can't even remember where he was from. And I looked at the stuff yesterday. He invented the microscope, and so there's a whole little bit of things to study about him as well. So jokes and pie, good. Somebody learn about Anthony, because there was some cool stuff in there about the invention of the microscope. But that was from our famous naturalist lesson plans. So much fun stuff in the plans. Okay. Oh, I love it that we have South Africa, Leeuwenhoek. Thank you, Sarah, so much. South Africa and England watching, and the Philippines, because it's not early for you. Yay. Okay, well, let's get on with our very first tip that I have for you guys. And this tip is all about how to start your school day uh, without yelling. Now, some of you may be saying, well, I never yell to start my school day. But what I want you to do, and some of you may be going, yep, me, this is me. You don't have to raise your hand. Just acknowledge that sometimes you start off asking nicely for them to get started with school, and then you end up asking not so nicely or telling not so nicely. And this was me a few years ago. I would be like, I'm ready to start school. I want to get started with my school day. And I would say to the kids, okay, come on, guys, it's time to start school. And nothing would happen. Because they would be playing Legos, or they would be, making breakfast. Or I have one that just likes to drag the feet. Notice I say the feet because I don't want to say whether it's boy or girl, because then you would know who it was. But they just would kind of drag to the table. And, hey, Z, how are you doing? And it just took them forever to get there. And I would ask them again and again and again, and it would escalate to finally where I was really just a little bit frustrated trying to get them to the school table. And so what I started doing was playing a song. So I sat the kids down and I said to them, okay, this is what we're going to do. I am going to play this song. And for us, we use the song. It's by Matt Maher. All the people said amen. So it's really kind of an upbeat little song. And I sat them down and I said to them, and I think maybe Olivia was 10 or 11 at the time, and she's 15 and a half now. And I said to them, I am going to play this song. And you have until the time this song ends to be at the table and ready to get started with our school day, because at that point we started our school day with our morning basket sitting at the table. And I could do a whole nother Facebook Live about where do you sit at the table or sit on the couch. And basically the idea is if you're doing one and it's not working for you, do the other one. But we were sitting at the table at the time. So you have the entire time this song is playing to stop what you're doing, go to the bathroom, get a snack, whatever it is you need to do, and get to the table and be ready to start your school day. Okay? Carrie, that is fabulous. Carrie says she traps them by starting while they're at the table eating. And I think that's a fabulous idea, especially if your kids are young. But we had gotten to the point where most of my kids were making their own breakfast. Different people woke at different times. And so they were kind of scattered. Like one of them would have already had breakfast and would be off playing. Another one would be just waking up and just getting breakfast. And so, that kind of era had passed for us. And so we were kind of in that middle ground where they were floating around a little more freely, and I needed to call them back to get started. And I think this is a really big thing when you have kids who don't wake at the same time, because I had some boys who were really early risers for a number of years. And so they would be up 2.5 hours before their sister even turned over. Lauren, that has been fixed. The Pi Day thing has been fixed. And so if you click it, you should be able to get in now. And if you can't, email us at info@pambarnhill.com. Okay. So we were having this problem. So we started playing the song, and I told them this, and you know what? I have never had a problem for it. Never had a problem with them like buying into this and coming to the table. And now they don't always do it cheerfully. Sometimes when they hear the song playing, they groan a little bit, but they always just stop what they're doing and come to the table. Now, if your kids are a little more resistant than that, you're just going to have to, train this. This is the expectation. I expect you to be at the table when this song is over and be ready to start school. And, the last resort would be to add some logical consequences to it. Like if you can't be at the table by the time the song is over to start school, then we're going to have to, I'm going to have to take some of your time in the afternoon for whatever you decide to take their time for. If they're making you wait, You can make them wait to start playing or something like that. But it was such, I mean, because it's a happy thing to hear this song playing. And it takes mom out of being the bad guy, right? I don't have to call, I don't have to yell. The song does the work for me. Okay, so Demore says we've been using "This Is Halloween" this month from the Tim Burton film. I'm gonna miss the name of it, but The Nightmare Before Christmas. So yeah, so Demore, do you change? Go ahead and tell me. Do you change your song often seasonally? Because I will tell you, I don't change my song. It's always the same song. And so when my kids hear that song, they know exactly what's going on. But you can change your song up and change it seasonally. I know some people do, like, whatever their composer is that they're studying during this term. They'll use their composer and play one of their songs. But you want to make sure that your kids know that that's what that means. Now, let me give you a couple of quick variations. We've had some people say that they have some problems, and so they've had to solve them in creative ways. One problem that people say they have is that one song is not enough. Okay? Maybe they have some twice exceptional kids, or kids who just need a little more time. That 1 4-minute song is not going to be enough of a warning for them to transition. And so what they've done is they've created a playlist of maybe 3 songs. And so while, then you get like 12 minutes that your kids know when they hear the first song, this is their wind down time. This is, okay, so Beth is saying she made a 20-minute playlist, and I love this. She let each child choose a song to go on that playlist. So that's fabulous. Everybody gets to pick one. They get a little buy-in. They get a little ownership of it. And they know when they hear mom's song that that's their time to get started. Okay? So yeah, make yourself a little playlist, especially if they need extra time to transition or something like that. So that's something you can do. Other people have mentioned to me, my song is a happy dancey song, and we just kind of happy dance sing to the table. Other people have mentioned that gets their kids worked up. And so, by the time they get to the table, their kids are kind of bouncing off the walls and they're way worked up from this happy, peppy song. And so they'll do a playlist where they have maybe a peppier song to begin with, but it's 3 songs, 4 songs, and each song gets gradually quieter and more calming, so that by the time they get to the final "Let's Come to the Table" song, then it's a nice, quiet, calming song, and everybody comes to the table in a more prayerful mood, a more calm mood. So that's another thing that you could do. Christina, we love The Greatest Showman. So yeah, those themes would be really fun too. Okay, so there's another option. And then here's the final option. What if the person who struggles coming to the table is mom? What if you are the one who gets so involved in the morning with, oh my goodness, they're playing so quietly. What if I could just go downstairs and get that bathroom cleaned? Or they're playing so quietly. Do I really want to interrupt them at all? Because I tell you what happens with that is they trick you. They play really great and quietly until about 11:30, and then they start fighting, and you're standing there going, why didn't we do school? So sometimes mom can be the one who struggles getting to the table. Like, oh, I'm just going to read one more chapter in my book. I'm just going to clean the bathroom or do another load of laundry. I'm just going to do one more thing. And you need that accountability to help you get started. Okay, if this is you, then what you can do, if you have one of those devices in your house, you could even probably do this with your smartphone, okay? You could probably do it with your smartphone, but I find it works really well with one of those devices that you get from Amazon. I'm not going to say the name of it because if I do, she'll start talking to me because I have one sitting over there. But if you have one of those devices in your home, you can set it up so that at a certain time each day, it starts playing your song or your playlist. And like I said, you could probably do it with your phone too, and set it up so that playlist starts playing. And then guess what? You are committed to starting. You are committed to starting because if you blow it, then you'd never get the kids to do this again. So, I mean, it just becomes this thing to you like, oh, wow, song is playing. I've got to finish what I'm doing, get my cup of coffee, and get to the table or the couch or wherever and be ready to start with my kids. Because if I blow it off and show them that this doesn't matter, then they will not pay attention to it anymore. And that becomes the impetus you need to stop what you're doing and get started with your school day. And if you set that up as your reminder, you're gonna get started, right? I mean, you will. You really, really will. So, and you know, if you can't set it up to play automatically, just know once you hit the button, you are absolutely committed to being at the table and getting started. So hopefully there were some tips in there you could use. So start your day with a song, at least one. Choose one that you love. Teach your kids when you hear this song playing, you have until it's over to get to the table. Use a playlist instead of a song if you need more time. Have your kids help you choose the songs. You could even have a rotation if it only takes one song for you or two songs for you. You could rotate through different kids' favorites. Use the song to help get yourself there. Know that once it starts playing, you are committed, and schedule it automatically if you have to help you. So my challenge for you today is to choose a song or two or three to sit your kids down and let them know what's going to happen tomorrow morning and the rest of this week at least. Give it a good week. Give it a good 4 days. And try that out. And I'm going to ask you probably Wednesday how it's going, how it's working for you, to see if it's maybe helping things along a little bit. Okay, so I will be back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Time for another tip for you. I would love to see you here. I'm going to be posting the replay of this if you missed some of it in our Delight for Days challenge group. And if you have not signed up, it is pambarnhill.com/D4D. Let me type that in for you. I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay. And Jennifer says, how do you deal with different waking times? So Jennifer, what we do is we start our together time, which is what this song is for, our morning basket time, after I've gotten the last one up. So I have a teenager. I have two actually, but I have one teenager in particular who will sleep as late as I let her. So if I let her, she would sleep until 12 or 1 o'clock every school day. Well, we can't do that because that same teenager also has activities in the afternoon. I am all for giving kids, especially teenagers, time to sleep. But you also have to, be responsible too. And that means getting up by a certain time. So I wake her up. This is going to sound shockingly late to a lot of you. She has to get up by 9 o'clock. She has to get up by 9 o'clock and be ready to go by 9:30. And so, and that means like pajamas and her cup of tea or whatever it is she wants, on the couch so we can start morning time. My boys get up before she does, and sometimes they start school before then. They'll get started with some different subjects that are on their individual list. And so the song plays 30 minutes after she wakes up. But they may have already gotten 2 or 3 things already crossed off their list. So that's how we deal with different waking times. So you just have like a drop dead time that your last child has to be awake, and you're going to start 30 minutes, 45 minutes after that. And then you may be working with some of the other ones before that last child gets up. Every family's different. Every family's different. Okay. Yes, I love giving my teen her sleep. And you can tell that her, what do you call it? Her clock has shifted, and she just really struggles going to sleep, before like 11 o'clock at night. So, and honestly, if I let her, she would stay up much later. Very much a night owl. Lisa, if you sign up late, you are going to get an email later on today. Have to go get my hair cut first, but you're going to get an email later on today where it's going to link for you the what we're called kind of the roundup page, and everything from the challenge as it releases day by day is going to be posted on that roundup page, so you won't miss anything. Okay? So it'll be coming later on today if you sign up late. And then you'll just get tomorrow's email automatically. So, actually, you know what? I think it's all in the same email, Lisa. The link to that page and the stuff for tomorrow morning for you to do in your homeschool tomorrow morning. And remember, I'm sending you 4 things each day. Don't feel like you've got to do all 4, okay? Like pick one. Pick one. If you only do one, you have been incredibly successful. You have done something delightful in your school day. So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overwhelm your kids. This is new to them. Why is mom adding all this new stuff to our day? And, so ease into it. You boil a frog by slowly turning up the water. So, yeah. All right. You guys have an awesome day.